It's a rainy day, y'all. A rainy day. Little one's outside, just does play in the rain for a bit. I am currently reading The Rise of Rocket Girls by Natalia something or other. I'll give you an update later. It's very good and interesting so far. I'm at a really sad part though, so I'm gonna get off here and continue listening. Hello my friends. So I'm 146 pages into Rise of the Rocket Girls. So they have talked about, oh my god, I literally just heard his name and I totally forgot. The Nazi that came over and helped us with our spacecraft to get to space and everything. Von Bernicket or something like that. I believe that's his name. So they've been mentioning him inside of this. So, these women were like in North Dakota and stuff, and then they moved to Pasadena to help with the space stations and stuff, and the science over there. They're all like a tight-knit group, and like they hang out with each other. A couple of them have kids, so their kids hang out with each other. So it's very interesting, and I love the science that it talks about in here. How they have a certain amount of trajectory to get to the moon or to get even into space and stuff. How some of the rockets that they have tested have blown up at random, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's very interesting, and I really am liking it. I do want to say I prefer Hidden Figures more than I do this. I know this has something to do with Hidden Figures because of all the stuff that happened in Hidden Figures did happen in here also. So I think this is just a different version of it, like a more, I don't know, more scientific term maybe. There's more science in this one than there was in Hidden Figures. Yeah, but this is very good and enjoyable, and I really love it, and I would love to have it on my science shelf. Whenever I get bookshelves and can have a science shelf and stuff, so that would be amazing to have. I'm like 51% into the book right now. I have this chunk down here to go, and then I'm done. I'm going to try and finish this today. We'll see what happens, though. I'm currently listening to it. So, yeah. My son's just having a hard day right now. He's upset and pissed off that his dad had to go to work and he couldn't go with him. So that's why he is screaming and crying and upset. But I love the fact that this is just centered around all the women that were helping us get to space and everything. And it's just amazing. And I truly love it. And I will catch up with you whenever I finish this. So I'm going to try to finish this today. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Hello, friends. So, I did finish Rise of the Rocket Girls, the women who propelled us from missiles to the moon to Mars by Natalia Holt, sorry. This was really good. I think I'm going to give it a solid 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It did remind me kind of Hidden Figures, because there was a lot of what happened in there into this, but this had a little bit more science in it than that one did. All in all, it was very good, very interesting, thoroughly enjoyable. I loved it. I loved learning about all the women that helped us get to space and the moon and Mars, and yeah, it was very good, interesting. I would say if you have a girl that wants to become a scientist or anything to do with science, or a girl who wants to be in STEM, have her read this book, either physically, via audio, hybrid. I would suggest, or you read it to her, I would suggest this, because this would help so many girls getting into the science. I know it's a male-dominated profession, and not many women are not being held up like the men are. So I would recommend this to all the women out there who even love science, who ever thought about getting into science as a career. Pick this up. This is very uplifting, and I don't want to say, oh yeah, women power, but I highly recommend this, especially for girls or teenage girls who want to become a scientist or anything in science, physics, or anything like that, a mathematician or anything. Pick up this book. You won't regret it. It is freaking amazing. I loved it so much. I might just give it a 4.75. A 4.75. At one point, I only given it a 4.75. I'll just say 4.75 because there was a bit in it that was a bit like boring and just like, okay, I don't want to hear about this. I want to hear about what you're doing in science. It was just them talking and meandering about their failed marriage and all that stuff. So, very good book. Highly recommend to anybody or any woman who wants to be in science or wanted to be in science as a kid, who didn't go into that profession or anything like that. I highly recommend picking this up. You will enjoy it. So my next book, I don't know what I'm going to read. I have 3 books left to read from the library. I have Neil deGrasse Tyson's book, I have Scott Kelly's book, and I have Steve Bouchette's book. I might do a poll on Instagram to see what I should read next. We'll see what happens. But I'm done reading for the day. Today is currently Thursday. I'm done reading for the day. And I will pick up a new book tomorrow and see where we go from there. Okay, bye. Hello friends, so I am reading Endurance by Scott Kelly. I am on chapter 8, 152, and it's getting really good so far. He's coming to the point where he's about ready to have 9 more people put on the space station with him. That he gets agitated when the CO2 levels are really, really high, where they can't breathe very well because there's so many people on the space station. SpaceX just blew up a bunch of stuff that was supposed to be sent to him from his family, and then some kids blown up, so he's irritated about that, as one should be, because the last 2 times they try to send something up, it's blown up, so they haven't been able to restock on anything or anything like that. So yeah, it's very interesting so far about what he has said has been going on, like the radiation that shoots through your head while you're up there. Like when you close your eyes, you could see it like shooting through your head and everything, which is very interesting. And I didn't know that they get radiation shot into their head and everything while they're up there and stuff. His brother wanted to send him a gorilla suit because there was never a gorilla in space, so he was disappointed that the gorilla suit blew up, which was kind of funny. I laughed a little bit, but I felt sorry for him because he's gonna be up there by himself for a bit, until people get up there with him. So he, if you didn't know, he spends a year in space, and what the effects does to him and everything. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think I'm gonna stop here for now, and maybe watch some booktube, and then I will either continue tonight or continue tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know if Princess is doing Reading Springs tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. And by the way, today is my best friend Bonnie and her husband Tom. They're husband and wife now. Today's their wedding. I am thoroughly pissed off and sad that I can't be there for them both, but I wish them both the best and the most love that they can have for each other. And I appreciate all their help and everything, and I hope their family grows and their love grows for each other more and more every day. But I'm gonna get off here, and I will chat with y'all if I read any more of Endurance or not. Okay, bye. Hey friends, so I finished Endurance by Scott Kelly. I literally just finished it. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 for sure, hands down, because this was amazing. I knew a little bit about him staying a year in space and how it changed his body and everything, and they used his twin brother Mark to determine what was different, because Mark stayed on Earth and Scott was in space for a whole year. Him and a Russian cosmonaut. So yeah, it's the stuff that Scott went through being in space was hard and amazing that he went through all that just being in space, and he couldn't like just go to the doctor or anything, which is crazy. He spent so much time away from his family and what was happening down on Earth. He couldn't really do anything about it either. It was just amazing, breathtaking that he got to experience all this and got to see Earth for so long in space. And like, it's just, if y'all want to know about the experience of what happens to an astronaut in space, this isn't what happens to every astronaut. This is just what happened to Scott himself. So if you would like to know what happened to him, I would recommend this book. It's a really, really good book. I highly recommend this book for sure. Definitely going to be buying it for myself so I can have it on my own shelf, because this is amazing. And if I ever meet an astronaut, I would love for Scott to sign the book that I own. The other astronaut book that I want to read is from Mike Massimino, his space book too. I want to read his space book. But such an amazing book. Y'all need to pick it up for sure, hands down. I don't want to like go into in depth in this and tell you what happened, because I think you should experience it for yourself. And if you do listen to the book, the audiobook, Scott narrates it himself, which is very cool and interesting to get him to narrate it. So I highly recommend this book. So I'm gonna get off here, and I will chat with y'all later. Actually, this is the end of the vlog, so if you made it this far, leave an astronaut emoji. Remember to be kind to each other, always be safe out there, and go on.